Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BSV TV. I'm your host Satoshi, and on this show we'll be defending the one and only, truly genuine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto designed in his white paper as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the world. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. So all the statements that you hear on this show are opinion and must only ever be taken as opinion. They are never to be taken as any form of advice, family, financial, sexual or otherwise. And on that note, let's sit back, relax, have some fun and enjoy the show. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and set your own fee on Streamanity.
Yeah, I'm not surprised I wasn't asked why I'm convinced Craig is Satoshi. I posted on Reddit. He signed in my presence using the private key from block number one, the very first mined Bitcoin block. On a computer that I'm convinced had not been tampered with, on software I'm convinced that had not been tampered with, a message of my choosing.
At nChain, we've just funded a number of universities doing, so far, a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We've tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts. Basically ones that can run operating systems. That's all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Is the market that effectively BSV is going for, is that global e-commerce, which is currently valued at $29 trillion?
No, that's too small.
Buy and sell Bitcoin instantly at bsvgravity.com. And you can now book and pay for your winter holiday at skibsv.com. Hey, good afternoon people, welcome to Satoshi TV, aka Bitcoin SV TV. Really, it's just Bitcoin TV, rock and roll. Here we go, there we go, that looks good. Today's day is Friday the 6th of August 2021. Let's get into some gossip. What a day it has been, oh my goodness me. 2 record-breaking blocks within a few hours of each other. So that's the first thing we're going to look at. But check this out. It looks like CoinDance has almost crashed. Look, last block, 699153. And the record-breaking block was 699154. Anything suspect? You know, who knows? What are they playing at? Rather unprofessional of them to be not listing the record-breaking blocks. Are they trying to hide it? Look at that. I mean, they should be able to report that. Easy. So, you know, but lots of skullduggery, shenanigans and politics behind the scenes going on that we are going to have to be aware of. Yes, indeed. All right, so let's just do some other investigations just quickly. Let's see, where are we now? Bitcoin Blocks Live has been working pretty well. That's since I've been aware. Have there been any more blocks? Look at that. There we go. So the first record-breaking block was mined at 4 minutes past 5 this morning, and the new record-breaking block, that is 999 megabytes, 999.9, was mined at, when it comes up, there we go, 35 minutes past 2 on the same day. Wow, what a day it has been. What a day. Pushing for these gargantuan blocks. You know, does it have to be a gigabyte in order to make headlines? You know, I mean, I think so. Maybe that's what they were pushing for. You know, I mean, so close. 99.9. Jeepers. How close can you get? I would love to have seen the transactions going on chain, filling up those blocks. I mean, it would have been amazing to see. In fact, how many transactions were there? 10,000 transaction count. And let's see what's in these 255 blocks. 4, so like 1,000, yeah. So huge a number of transactions in that block. My goodness me, and literally like the day after the the biggest reorg and chain attack that Bitcoin has ever witnessed or ever experienced. So, God, hot and cold, black and white, upsy downs. My goodness me, never a dull moment in crypto. So let's get into some of this gossip then. Check it out. So after this massive reorg attack, article here by Steven Stabrook says multi-million-dollar CoinGeek crime bounty program launches. All right, well, sounds pretty good. Worth being a block detective, I would say, if they're offering multi-million-dollar bounties. Oh my goodness me! Shout out to Connor G and Reform Too Many Coiner in the house. So he says, I hope so. .NET debug since I'm not selling any to at least 5 figures, 10,000, and then only a little. But would like to round it off to an even number of BSV in the meantime. Yeah, absolutely. Right, let's crack on with this article then. So crypto criminals who seek to profit from attacks on the BSV Enterprise blockchain will soon discover that these actions will end up profiting others at the cost of the attacker's liberty. On August 4th, Bitcoin Association issued a statement on the latest block reorganization attack on the Bitcoin SV network. Earlier this week, the attackers created several illegal forked chains, there were 3 of them, on the BSV blockchain in an attempt to double spend BSV coins, a similar pattern observed during the previous attacks in June and July. Bitcoin Association said 3 fraudulent chains have been successfully repelled thanks to a robust response by the BSV node infrastructure team, which disseminated an invalidated block command that BSV nodes executed to return the node to the chain supported by the honest miners. While Bitcoin Association cannot yet conclusively determine the attacker's motives, Steve Shadders, Chief Technology Officer at blockchain tech outfit nChain, told Forbes, Forbes writing about it, check it out, it seems likely it's little more than theft and profiteering. Shadders noted that the BSV network demonstrated capacity to repel such attacks and to protect digital currency exchanges from fraud is very encouraging. However, the fact that July attacks resulted in several exchanges pausing BSV deposits, withdrawals and or trades, as well as the volume of mainstream press, the August attacks generated could indicate the attacker's desire to inflict reputational harm on the BSV protocol. This theory is bolstered by the considerable hash power involved in the attacks, suggesting a willingness and capability to spend far greater resources than any rewards the attacker appeared to have gained. Absolutely. However, that Profilgate display may end up unmasking the fraudsters, as evidence linked to the attack is now immutably recorded on the BSV blockchain. The criminals also appear to have chosen the wrong moment in history to stage their attack, as global authorities' patience with digital currency crooks is wearing mighty thin. Bounty law. Last month, the US State Department offered rewards for tips leading to the identification of cyber criminals involved in the attacks on the US critical infrastructure. The government's tolerance for digital shenanigans apparently reached its limit after the recent spate of ransomware attacks directed at both public and private sector operations, most of which demanded payment in BTC. In a similar vein, CoinGeek found that Calvin Ayre has also had enough of the attacks on BSV and is willing to pay to see the perpetrators brought to justice. Ayre is personally funding a new CoinGeek crime bounty program that promises substantial rewards for information that materially results in convictions of criminals of crimes committed in the BSV ecosystem. The bounty can be negotiated related to how good the tip is, and Ayre expects to give millions in bounties this year ahead. Ooh, amazing! Ayre wants to make it clear that this program isn't a one-off score-settling reaction to these recent incidents. It's a long-term effort aimed at imposing order on a sector that has for too long been dominated by code as law types. I'm sorry, but code isn't law unless you're talking about the code of Hammurabi. Is that right? Hammurabi? Oh well. Successful systems require order, which is why all societies impose rules that clearly mark the out-of-bounds lines and stipulate penalties for straying outside these lines. Crypto-anarchists may bristle at such restrictions, but regulation is the sector's only surefire route to long-term sustainability. A new order. The US ransomware reward announcement was accompanied by news that the US Treasury Department Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, FinCEN, was redoubling its efforts to disrupt crypto-based money laundering efforts by partnering with financial institutions and other industry stakeholders to trace the proceeds of cybercrime. And woe betide any protocol whose primary selling point is increasing the difficulty of tracking such transactions. Good. Ha. These actions, along with the growing number of jurisdictions cracking down on digital currency scofflaws, such as Binance, shows that order is coming to the digital currency sector, whether the crypto anarchists like it or not. The only question now is whether the sector's responsible actors will get a say in the system that emerges. If the digital currency sector wants to be taken seriously, it needs to both acknowledge the rot at its core and take the appropriate actions to excise that rot so that the healthy sections can thrive. The CoinGeek Crime Bounty Program is intended to help root out the crypto criminals and clear the way for builders to finally realise the massive benefits this sector has to offer. Individuals with any info that sheds light on BSV network attacks are urged to submit their info to our Contact Us page, and don't forget to select the report crime topic in the form. Get in there. Loving that. Well worth becoming a block detective. That's going to be my new word for that now. Might be a new industry cropping up. Block detective. What do you do for a living? I'm a block detective. Check it out. Loving that. Alright, let's see what else there was. There was this Square plans to buy Afterpay. Will Dorsey's DeFi dreams come true? Voyager Digital acquires digital currency payment firm Coinify for $84 million. God, man of money going around in these places. Binance last, HSBC stops payments as a Ripple execs get caught nod to obtain docs from exchange. Ooh, let's have a look at this then. Check it out. Steven Stanbrook seems to be a bit of a block detective himself with these articles. Great stuff. Here we go. Right, so beleaguered cryptocurrency exchange Binance has lost yet another UK mainstream payment on-ramp, while Ripple execs seek to force Binance to expose its trading data to US securities regulators. On Tuesday, HSBC's UK customers reported receiving notices that the banking giant was stopping payments from our credit cards to Binance wherever possible. HSBC said it had taken this decision over concerns of possible risks to consumers who interact with the controversial exchange. So this is Mr. Wells saying HSBC, sixth largest bank in the world, has now banned all payments towards Binance Exchange. HSBC joins an ever-widening chorus of traditional financial institutions, erecting barriers between their customers and Binance. Barclays, Santander and TSB have all cut their Binance on-ramps, in part due to Financial Conduct Authority, which is FCA, late June warning that Binance lacked permission to undertake any regulated activity in the UK. On the contingent, Binance's Clear Junction payment partner suspended pound and euro payments in July. Meanwhile, regulators from across Europe and Asia have taken issue with Binance's skirting of securities laws. While a recent report revealed the US residents had no issue accessing Binance.com, despite the site's supposed efforts to block access by US customers. Surprise, surprise, dear oh dear. Skating on thin ice, CZ. There's mounting suspicion that the US authorities have been quietly alerting their counterparts abroad that the regulatory hammer is about to drop on Binance and its itinerant CEO CZ, which is Shapeng Zhao. The prevailing theory is that the US is giving other countries a heads up to enable customers based in those countries to get their money off Binance before the storm breaks. Shitcoin is shit for brains. They're going to get caught because they are literally shit for brains. Dear oh dear. If Binance is found to have broken US law by saying evading taxes or facilitating money laundering, CZ and other employees could face charges under the US RICO, which is the Racketeering, Influence and Corruption Organizations Act, which carries penalties of up to 20 years behind bars per count. Oh, oh, Ross Ulbricht might have some prison cellmates sooner or later. Binance asked to open the books. Those US authorities will soon have extra material through which to comb for signs of illegal activity, thanks to the court case involving Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple Labs Incorporated. Garlinghouse and Ripple founder Chris Larsen have been accused by the US Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, of aiding and abetting the sales of unregistered securities. Brilliant. You know the video we're going to play now. Bring it on. Let's see if we can find it. Here we go. Loving this. Right, let's play this short clip, one of my favourites, which is David Schwartz, the Chief Technical Officer at Ripple Labs, explaining that XRP is indeed a security. Take the floor, David Schwartz.
The XRP is a digital asset. It's censorship resistant. It's publicly traded. It trades on the XRP ledger. Ripple does not own or control the XRP ledger in any way.
So how did Ripple then get all the XRP that it has? It has about half the supply. So just how did that particular transaction happen?
So the way its design works is when the ledger first began operation, the 100 billion XRP, all that will ever exist, were sort of up for grabs. And lots of people grabbed XRP out of that system. But it just so happens that obviously, just like early miners mined, huge amounts of Bitcoin before the public knew about it or was using it, early XRP users grabbed large amounts of that pool of XRP. And so the people who developed the ledger wound up with, the vast majority of it.
Brilliant. One more time, David.
The people who developed the ledger wound up with, the vast majority of it.
Because they grabbed it. And let's have Vitalik being schooled by I forgot his name. The SEC's new chairman. Here we go.
You just described some crypto as securities. Which ones do you think of as securities?
It's pretty clear, and the Supreme Court has actually spoken about this many times. If somebody is raising money, selling a token,
start the Ether pre-sale in a couple of weeks. So the Ether pre-sale will be an opportunity for anyone to purchase Ether, where Ether is the internal currency inside of the Ethereum system, sort of like the XRP and Ripple.
And the buyer is anticipating profits.
What we're hoping is that sort of similar to what happened with Mastercoin. If that slice is something like 20%, and then the value of Ether goes up by 5, then we basically have the entire initial BTC that we got all over again.
Based on the efforts of that group.
About 100 people that are working on Ethereum right now.
Myself leading the protocol design.
And we also have branding teams, we have marketing teams.
That fits into something that's a security.
Partially in order to better flesh out the business plan, partially in order to better flesh out the terms, partially for legal reasons.
Oh, brilliant. There we go. So Garlinghouse and Larsen were reportedly named in the suit filed with the U.S. District Court of the Southern District of New York last December. The suit centers on the sale of billions of Ripple tokens, which Ripple Labs grabbed. The developers grabbed them because they could. Some of which the SEC suspects were purchased by US residents and or distributed by the company in return for non-cash considerations. The SEC maintains that XRP tokens, along with the tokens other companies have issued via initial coin offerings, are unregistered securities and is seeking disgorgement of all ill-gotten gains derived from the sale/distribution of XRP. Wow. Oh my goodness me. For his part, Garlinghouse maintains that his personal token sales were overwhelmingly made on digital asset trading platforms. Liar. What a liar. What a lie. You tell me he created this thing just to trade it. A scam coin. That's outrageous. Trading platforms outside of the United States, putting them beyond the SEC's jurisdiction, all trying to run but you can't hide. Having previously sought information from a number of these exchanges, Garlinghouse's attorney filed papers this week to add Binance Holdings Limited to this international discovery list. On Tuesday, U.S. Magistrate Judge Sarah Netberg granted this request. This is so funny. This shitcoin is starting to shit on each other. This is hilarious. Like, if I'm going down, I'm taking you with me. There is no honor amongst thieves. Dear oh dear. We're going to see some awful human behavior coming out sooner or later. So Mr. Well again said, breaking Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has filed a motion with the Securities and Exchange Commission to obtain documents from Binance. Dear oh dear. The suit's discovery phase extends through October 15th, and it remains to be seen whether CZ's very public embrace of Binance's compliant journey will extend to cooperating with the US federal court discovery request. The SEC will probably wonder what's going on when they receive boxes of pages entirely blacked out by redactions, while CZ's tweets self-congratulatory photos of him buying compliance toner at Office Depot. Love it. Love it. Honestly, I love the humour in this space. It's intelligent, intellectual humour. You know, from intelligent people. That's why it's funny. It's witty. It's sarcastic. You know, sarcasm. What do they say? Lowest form of wit, highest form of intelligence. Yes, indeed. All right, let's see what else there is. And anything under tech. So, behold the gigablock. Softcap increases sees BSV's block approaching 1 gigabyte. Come on. Let's see what they've written about this then. Oh man, John Southurst BSV train, come on, let's do this. So in the BSV world, we don't like to brag too much about our huge blocks. Wait, yes we do. So it gives us great pleasure to inform you that a record block, almost 1 gigabyte in size, was processed on the BSV mainnet today. It breaks the previous record of 638 megabytes in March 2021. The record size block in question today was 699097. That was earlier this morning, John. I think you might be 2 hours ago. There's been a new one since then, mate. A new one since then. By an unknown miner. It included 11,785 transactions and earned 5.03 BSV in fees. $707 at current prices, as well as the standard 6.25 BSV block subsidy. That's going to be a huge amount sooner or later. 10 genuine Bitcoin in one block. Oof. Oof. Honestly, these shitcoin enterprises have no idea what they're missing out on. Huh. So 11,785 transactions in a block is a lot. The previous record size block in data size contained 2,674 of them. It's believed most of today's data came from Meta ID, along with the other large blocks in the same day of around 400 and 500 megabytes. Meta ID is a Chinese service that includes a social network with portable user identities. Processors SV Pool and Tau Distribution Information Technologies listed their soft cap to 1 gigabyte this week, which means more large blocks will probably flow soon. BSV's protocol has no hard cap limit on transaction block size, leaving node operators to set their own limit. The Bitcoin SV node team is recommending processors miners set their cap at 1 gigabyte for the time being. Oh, that's why we didn't get over a gigabyte. Can you imagine the headlines? I wonder if they're doing this on purpose. You know, just showing that we can get to 999.9 megabytes. You know, but not a gigabyte, because that's when the mainstream press are probably going to go absolutely insane. You know, I wonder if ZDNet, I wonder if 999.9 is good enough for ZDNet, or does it have to be the big G to get an article from them? Who knows? Should processors choose to lift the soft cap further, go on, just 1.1 will be alright, so we can get that magic big G. It's possible they could process blocks where the total fees earned is higher than the 6.25 BSV block subsidy. That would be a watershed moment for the BSV network. Yes, indeed. We like big blocks. While this is impressive, Bitcoin is barely getting started. 2021 will see the initial test release of Terranode, a built-from-scratch version of the Bitcoin protocol that follows all the same rules set out in the 2008 Bitcoin white paper, but conserve enterprise-tier applications with transaction blocks of 1 terabyte in size or more. Whoa! Whoa! Come on! Blocks have been getting even larger on BSV network as more and more apps join the ecosystem, using thousands of micro and nano transactions to record and timestamp small amounts of data at high volume. A glance at the BSV app rankings for this week shows the field now dominated by gaming and social media apps. The top 10 list includes game apps, crypto fights, peer games, and Haste, and social media apps Twitch, MemoSV, Showbuzz, and City on Chain. It's important to note that apps like these and MetaID, which have become widely popular in the area of mobile devices, could not exist on BTC or BCH, the two other networks using the original protocol transaction database. Exactly, but they've changed the protocol. With its 1 megabyte block limit, BTC struggles to record more than 5 transactions per second globally at high fees, while BCH, a large blocker network, is still limited to 32 megabytes of data per block. In fact, only 2 apps in the top 10 list are actually labelled finance, TDXP and Prev. The highest ranked app primarily concerned with payments is PewPew at number 12. With these stats, it's becoming clear that BSV's mission is not necessarily to convince people to use or accept Bitcoin as monetary payments, or get into debates over whether Bitcoin is better money than local fiat currency. BSV still handles ordinary payment transactions extremely well. They're near instant and cost only a fraction of a cent to send, but it shows that that Bitcoin has almost moved beyond being a simple payment infrastructure and onto something far more useful. It's the ability to process and secure massive amounts of data on the Bitcoin blockchain that makes BSV unique. It's what makes BSV the original unbounded scaling Bitcoin and true version of Satoshi Nakamoto. While others wasted years arguing over over whether Bitcoin could process transaction blocks over 1 megabyte in size, the BSV has continuously made a mockery of their doubts since November 2018. And watch a live demo of Steve Shadders doing 50 transactions per second. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. I love what's going on. 27 minutes. Just see what's going on these alternative, these altcoin magazine, articles here. All about price here. Blah, 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 blah. Who cares? Honestly, they are so lost. They are so lost in their shit coining, they're literally buried up to the necks in it. There's just no way they're going to get out of the mindset until it's too late and they've lost everything. Like, jeepers. Top stories, Wiltshire. Phoenix takes aim at Grayscale with rival Bitcoin Trust. Oh dear, another one that's going to go belly up. Good grief, Ethereum co-creator confident about next steps after London hard fork. Well, it's still a security, so... what's he gonna do? It's so stupid. That's why we say shitcoiners, shit for brains. Just stay away from them people. They will only ever get you in trouble. And some bitch news. Here we go. White House backs a crypto tax amended endorsement. Oh, who cares? Fed's vice chair says tapering may happen in 2021. Senator Joe Mancini alarmed over record amounts of stimulus injections. Yeah, as you should be. JP Morgan quietly offers 6 crypto investments despite CEO Jamie Dimon's anti-Bitcoin stance. Oh, what a hypocrite. Let's have a look at this. So, global investment bank JP Morgan is now offering 6 cryptocurrency investment funds to clients despite its CEO Jamie Dimon continually advising against investing in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. JP Morgan Chase has quietly begun giving its wealth management clients access to 6 cryptocurrency investment funds, CNBC reported Thursday, citing people with knowledge from the move. On Thursday, the bank's financial advisors were allowed to begin placing private bank clients into a new Bitcoin fund created by crypto firm New York Digital Investment Group. No way, the New York Digital Investment Group again, a subsidiary of Stoneridge, a $10 billion alternative asset manager. This fund is nearly identical to the one that the NYDIG offers Morgan Stanley clients, the people said. Morgan Stanley began offering 3 crypto investment funds to clients earlier this year. They are Grayscale Bitcoin Fund LP, the Galaxy Institutional Bitcoin Fund LP, and FS NYDIG Select Fund. Last month, JP Morgan began offering 5 cryptocurrency funds to all clients. 4 of the funds are Grayscale investment products. Oh my god. and the Bitcoin Trust, Bitcoin Cash Trust, Ethereum Trust, Ethereum Classic Trust, and the fifth fund is Osprey Funds Bitcoin Trust. Oh my God, they are going to lose everything. Well, at least their wealthy management, client management funds can afford it. Absolute idiots. Absolute idiots. That's this. Coinbase enables crypto buys with Apple Pay, instant 100k cash outs, Google Pay to follow. Oh dear. Again, I mean, all these shitcoiners are going to be dumping their bags. Demand for crypto analytics continues as Mazzari raises 21 million. Oh dear. Dear, oh dear, people. Only we know. Can you believe it? The learning curve these people are going to have is really quite shocking because, as I've said many times before, miners are in this to profit. Miners make profit from the most valuable chain, and the most valuable chain is the chain with the most utility on it processing transactions, which is why we're seeing a block subsidy, block fees almost overtaking the block rewards in these almost 1 gigabyte blocks. Are absolutely massive. So literally, when nobody wants to mine that chain simply won't exist. And it won't be able to economically sustain itself, and nobody's going to be using it. Anybody who has got their BTC on there is going to lose everything because there won't be any miners to sustain the chain. It's really quite shocking. Whew. While we're here, let's have a quick look at the entire CMC crypto market. Come on, let's have it. Let's have this. See what's going on. So a cool coin up 5% today. See, look, we've mined almost 2 gigabyte blocks today, and these shitcoiners are still buying cool coin. Honestly, some people you just can't help. They're just gonna have to learn the hard way themselves, you know. And Bitcoin up 2.1%. Look at that, only a $2 billion market cap, and we've mined 2 gigabyte blocks today. Honestly, absolutely hilarious. So anyway, got my phone. It's time for Ding a Dong. Ding a Dong, sing along. Let's do this. Handles and paymails in the chat box. Let's do this. Rock and roll. Here we go. So opening up my hand cash. So we've got Connor G. Anyone else in there? Please feel free to put your handles and paymails in there. I love ding-ins a dong. Here we go. On the way. Got it. That's the first one. Reform 2 minute coiner. On the way. Use it or lose it. Another Connor. Swiping to send. And Elvis Cool Cat. That should come up because I've got that in my... Elvis. Got it. ELV next. Swiping to send. On the way. To you. Great stuff. There we go. Right, that's it, folks. Hope you enjoyed the show. As ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there. Jaw give, catch you guys later. Get paid for posting your pics on Relica. Download the app now at www.getrelica.com. Get your tweet etched on Twitch, forever on the Bitcoin blockchain. Do it today at www.jointwitch.com. BuyBSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Support independent content creators on micropayment platforms such as Streamanity, Twitch and Relica. We should profit from our data, not the large corporations who track, monitor and sell it. If you enjoy the Bitcoin content that I produce, please support me by heading over to www.satoshi.tv, where you can keep up to date with all the latest news, gossip and content as it's created. Thanks very much. To get started in Bitcoin, go to freebsv.com, where you can claim your free Bitcoin. Then head over to Twitter and follow @IamSatoshi, where you can take part in his very generous and world famous free giveaways. The future of advertising meets the power of Bitcoin at Tonic Pow. Get paid for posting advertising campaigns to your social media profiles. Go to www.tonicpowads.com.